In today's video, I'm going to give you 8 of the mistakes that I see e-commerce shop owners making when it comes to their stores and marketing in general, but especially marketing on Pinterest. So if you're an e-commerce shop owner and you're wondering what you can do to improve your store and your conversions and your sales in 2021, well, friend, stick around because this video is for you. Hi, I'm Heather and I run a Pinterest marketing agency and education company, and I help people to make more money and more sales using Pinterest marketing, but it even goes beyond that because my expertise is wide and deep. So if you're new here and that seems to interest you, welcome. Hit that button, the subscribe button. Although I don't think that's the thing to do in 2021 is to ask people to subscribe anymore. It's not the cool thing to do, is what I've heard. So anyways, if you feel like subscribing, hey, go for it. If you don't, that's okay too. Honestly, I'm a goofball in real life. This is normally takes me 15 times to get a take. Let's dive in and skip past the fluff. Mistake number 1, not optimizing your images for mobile. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many stores, because I primarily only shop on this little devil device. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a store and the images are garbage on mobile. Most people are optimizing and doing all of their work on a desktop computer or a laptop computer. And when you do that and you don't actually look on mobile to see what your imagery and your website looks like, you could be losing traffic left and right and you don't even know it. There's holes in the bucket, plug the holes. Optimize your images and your store for mobile. Mistake number 2. You don't actually have a contact us or about us page. I completely understand businesses or e-commerce stores that want to focus and showcase on the product and less on themselves. There are a lot of stores out there that appear to be female in nature because they target females, and it's actually a man running the store. Something you never thought you would see. One of them is a client of mine, and it's not something I ever thought I would see, but have an about us and a contact us page on your site. It does not have to be about you. It can be about your brand. Either way, you are potentially losing a connection with a customer there by not having that piece of the puzzle in and on your website. Contact us pages are simple. It does not need to be anything grand. Just have one and have a box there where people can put information in and send you an email. A lot of people are afraid of contact us pages, but your customers need to be able to get a hold of you outside of social media. Mistake number 3 kind of goes with mistake number 1, but poor product photos. If you're a handmade seller and you're taking your own photography and you don't know whether your photography is good or not, or maybe you're not getting conversions on your store, but you're getting a lot of traffic, you probably need to visit the whole product photography piece. If you need to hire someone, hire someone to take photos for you in your local area. College students are really great at this. Find someone that specializes in, maybe they're a hobby photographer or they specialize in design and things like that. My assistant in my business, you wouldn't think that she would be my online business manager or, our team lead. She's a home design person by day. She designs homes, interior spaces by day. She helped me pick out some of this stuff. So pay attention to that, right? Pay attention to your poor product photography. If the images are bad, people are not gonna buy. Mistake number 4, you have very little in your product listings, if anything at all, or they're just boring. Spice up your product listings. Tell people more about the product. What can they expect? What does the shirt feel like? What does it look like on? How did you feel when you were in it? What experience are they gonna get as a result of using your product? Touch on those transformations. Touch on those pain points. That's the reason why they're in your store to begin with. Spice up your product listings. Don't be afraid to list the dimensions and the actual makeup of the product. Is it polyester? Is it cotton? Is it linen? What is it? Like, get into the nitty gritty. Put a sizing chart in there if you're selling clothing. Let people know what they can expect. Don't just leave them with 100% cotton, made in China, ball cap for men. Like, that's boring. Don't do that. Spice up your product listings. Give people an insight into the life they can have when they use your product. Number 5, this one can be hard to do, and you don't want to do it in a way that looks fake, but you need to get reviews and testimonials. Now, reviews and testimonials can be two different things. In my world, in the digital marketing world, testimonials are written like testimonials of my product or service, along with an image of a person and a link. People can leave these can be used as reviews too. They can leave these on social media when they talk about your product. Screenshot them. That's user-generated content. Screenshot that and share it. And if you are afraid to do that, maybe ask them if you can share it, or mark out their name and their identifying information. If you cannot get actual reviews in your store, then use testimonials and put those in the photos of the product listing. That way people can see that other people are actually using your product and they're loving it and they're real people. Something that you can do is make sure when you sell a product, you have it connected to your email service provider, and within the first few days after the product is delivered, like, you want to catch them right after they get the product. You're emailing them, asking them for a review on your product. This recently happened to me when I bought this Apple Watch from Costco. They have the whole email system automated to where the product is purchased, shipped. As soon as it's delivered, they send you an email asking you for a review within 48 hours. It's genius marketing. You have that person in the front of their mind. Your product is in the front of their mind. Catch them while it's hot and ask for that review. If they got the product, they're loving the product, make sure you're asking them for testimonials, for reviews. Share it on social media. Use this hashtag when you share. That way you can follow that and create a whole user-generated content piece in your marketing. Reviews and testimonials are they're vital, honestly. You will create an army of people that will sell your product for you. I got really gung-ho about that one, okay? Because it works. If you do it right, it works. Mistake number 6. This one, it drives me nuts. This one drives me nuts probably more than bad product photography. And this mistake is bad or broken navigation on your shop. For the love of all things holy, please make sure your navigation is clear on your store. Make categories that are clear about what the product is that they're going to be shopping for. Do not have broken or confusing navigation and menus. Take out all of the mess. I guarantee you this, I don't even have an e-commerce store. I have a website, but I can tell you for a fact that my conversions on my site, the amount of calls people were booking, the amount of blog post shares I was getting and video views I was getting from my website, and the products purchased from my site, my digital products, increased twofold when I took all of the fluff out of my menu and I put Pinterest courses, Pinterest blog, resources, work with us. Those 4 things on my menu. Make your menu so succinct that the only thing that they can do is contact you or buy your products, especially if you're an e-com store. And if you have a blog along with your e-com store, put that in your menu too. Take out all of the rest because it's so confusing and people don't know what they need to do. You have to tell them. And by telling them through really clear navigation, it's gonna make it very easy for them to actually get to the products on your store, put them in their shopping cart, give you their credit card information, and then you now have a sale, okay? Clear navigation, fix the broken links. Mistake number 7 is something that a lot of people do. They don't even know they're doing it, but they're using passive language. If you're using passive language in your shop or on your buttons, then again, like back to my previous example, people aren't going to know what to do. They don't know what you want them to do. If you're using vague language like click here or learn more, they're not going to know what to do. Why would they want to learn more when they have a product in their cart and they're like, Do I want to learn more or do I want to check out? Don't use passive language on your store. Make sure your buttons and the language on your shop are buy now, check out, book a call, visit us. Like, these are non-passive language. Go online and search passive language in the Google search bar as it relates to like e-commerce stuff, and you'll be surprised at the amount of information that comes up. Donald Miller, he wrote the book Building a Story Brand. He talks about passive language in his Business Made Simple book, and that is when the switch flipped for me. When I read Business Made Simple, it's a book that goes along with the Building a Story Brand book, and I story branded my website, and I took out the passive language and I took out all of the excess navigation links. That's when my traffic and my conversions increased twofold. And I don't get a ton of traffic on my website, but the people who are there, the people who do land, take action because they are action takers and they are ready to be told what to do. Now, mistake number 8, I touched on briefly earlier, but mistake number 8 is not having an email list opt-in. You're a business. You need to have an email list, especially if you're doing business online. There is still a huge market for email marketing. Email marketing is not dead. People check their email multiple times per day. I check my business email 5 to 6 times a day. I check my personal email 2 to 3 times a day. So people are in their inboxes. Just because it's me doing it doesn't mean that it's like, I'm not the expert on email marketing, but it is still a real thing. It is still very much happening. So even if you have an e-commerce store, you can still have an email list opt-in. You can give things away for free. Maybe you add a free product. Maybe you offer free shipping if they sign up for your email list. Maybe you give them 10% off their first purchase. You can afford to lose a little bit of that first purchase in order for them to give you their email address. Because if they add something to their cart and then they abandon their cart, you have an email service provider hooked to your store where you can say, hey, you left something in your cart. Did you mean to do that? I got an email, I can't remember who it was from. I think it was from Native because I use their deodorant. I did this process where I tested out what their email funnel was going to do to me and what ads I was going to see after I added something to my cart from an ad I saw on Pinterest. I think I've talked about this briefly before. One of the emails I got from them was something snarky like, because they have super fun emails, but I got a snarky email like, hey, I know you probably didn't finish your shopping with us because you're cooking dinner or something like that. Like, you're busy with your family, but we wanted to remind you of your product that you left in your cart, and they offered me a bit of a discount if I went back and purchased right then. So just know that if you have an email list and you're gathering those email addresses, you can connect that to your store, and the action people take on the store, you can then follow up with them in the email and increase your sales and conversions that way. So having an email list might seem intimidating to some, but it's absolutely vital to the long-term success of your business. Invest in your business, invest in your company, in the things that you own. You do not own Pinterest, you do not own Facebook or any social media platforms. No, I'm sorry to say that Mark Zuckerberg and the billionaires from Pinterest own those platforms. But you do own your email list and you do own your website. So make sure that you are investing time into creating things that are yours and creating a better user experience on your site. So that's it for today. Those are the 8 mistakes that I see e-commerce shop owners making. If you enjoyed this video and you want to know how to get more traffic to your e-commerce store, make sure you head on over and watch our Pinterest for Beginners playlist. And I'll see you next week.